In this session, we'll go through the second natural method, that is barrier method over here. Second one is barrier methods. As the name suggests, barrier. So this method is also avoiding the fusion of male and female gametes due to the presence of a barrier in between themselves, right? So that's why there is no possibility of meeting of both the gametes over here. So these barrier methods are maintained by using some of the devices like condoms. And what these condoms are, these are nothing but, so these are made up of a thin plastic or the latex sheath itself, and these are put over the erectile penis before the intercourse or sexual intercourse, right? So what happens then how this condom is going to avoid the meeting of both male as well as female gametes also. So let us see the female and male gametes are avoided by using these condoms. So this kind of plastic or the thin sheath of what is present, so thin sheath of latex is present over here, and this is put over the erectile penis. Then this avoids what, meeting of both the sperms as well as the eggs, right? There is no possibility. Why? Because so whenever the ejection of the semen take place, that semen is collected over here at the tip of this one, and this is not passing into the female reproductive tract. That's why then automatically what happens, so these condoms so avoid pregnancy, right? So this is one method. And the second one, see here, so Nirod is the best brand of these condoms, right? So brand of these condoms, right? Neros. And the female condoms are called as femidomes. What these are named as? Femidomes, right? So these are the things all about the condoms. And second one is the diaphragm. What is that? Diaphragm. So this is, suppose, so this kind of dome shaped thin plastic device, which is called as a diaphragm, which is inserted inside the female reproductive tract, so over the cervix. So then even the intercourse they take place, that moment what happens, it avoids meeting of both male as well as female gametes. And next one is cervical cap. So this is also a little bit dome shaped, but it is semi dome shaped, we can say. This kind of structure is called a cervical cap. It is so put against the cervix so that it avoids meeting of both male as well as female gametes. And next one is cervical olds, and this is also a structure which is resembling the same, so diaphragm, but it is a little bit smaller than the diaphragm, and this is also used by the females, and it is also used so as to keep this one against the cervix, and it avoids what, meeting of both male and female gametes. And along with these condoms, not condoms, diaphragm, cervical caps as well as cervical oats, in these conditions there are some chemical components, chemicals as well as foams, right? As well as some of the jellies, creams, these are being spermicidal. Spermicidal in the sense that they are going to kill the sperms, and such kind of chemicals are also used along with these diaphragm, cervical caps, cervical oats, right? So these are provided with, so that what happens, and these are usually kept inside the female reproductive tract even after the sexual intercourse for about 6 to 8 hours, so that what happens, all the sperms what are collected inside these dome shaped structures, so they have been killed by all these chemical components, right? So that what happens, even after 6 to 8 hours when they have been removed, then automatically all the sperms have been killed. There is no possibility of pregnancy at all. These are nothing but barrier methods, what we call them as. And the next methods are IUDs. This is more important aspect to be remembered over here. And one more thing we must remember, these barrier methods, except these condoms, diaphragm, cervical caps, cervical oats, so sometimes they may disposition themselves, so that we cannot rely upon all such kinds of devices, right? So remember, but in case of IUDs, they are most reliable methods or the most reliable devices which can avoid mating of both male as well as female gametes also. Then what are these IUDs? So what are the types of IUDs? All these are the things let us study now itself. Start with the IUDs, that is intrauterine devices. Now IUDs are nothing but these are the devices inserted inside the uterus of the female, to avoid pregnancy, called as IUDs, right? And these IUDs are a form of small objects which are kept inside the uterus of the female for about 3 years. So they can be kept, right? So these are small objects. These are small objects inserted in uterus, and they can exist for about 3 years in a woman's uterus. And these IUDs are made up of copper, sometimes stainless steel, right? Sometimes plastic, right? Such kind of devices which are made up of stainless steel, plastic or copper, right? And these are provided with sometimes provided with a pair of strings. These are provided with a pair of strings, and these strings which help in identification of the position of IUD, right? Position of the IUD, and the same string are used so as to remove the IUDs, right? So as to remove the IUDs, right? So for both the purposes, these strings which are available with the IUD are utilized, right? So this is one more thing. And such kind of IUDs are of different kinds. What are the types of IUDs? So let us see here. Types of IUDs, right? So these types of IUDs are, first one is, nowadays they are available, they are non-medicated IUDs. Non-medicated IUDs, the best example for this one is Lepis loop, Lepis loop, right? So this is one non-medicated IUD, right? All these points are very important one to remember, right, for NEET examination. And second one is copper releasing IUDs. Copper releasing IUDs are the best example for this one are copper T and copper 7 are the best example over here. And the third one is hormone releasing IUDs. The best example for this one is Progestasert and LNG20. So these are the best example for hormone releasing IUDs. And how do they work? How do they function themselves? This is more important point to be noted over here. So sometimes non-medicated are there, copper releasing are there, hormone releasing are there. So these IUDs especially, they increase the phagocytosis of the sperms in the uterus, or especially in the cervix to uterus itself, right? So first function, I shall write the function here. First one, they help in phagocytosis of sperms. Phagocytosis means engulf of the sperms, so that the sperms would not be there. So that what happens, there would not be meeting of sperms as well as egg cell. That avoid the pregnancy, one way. And the second way is, especially copper, whatever it is released, copper ions released by the copper releasing IUDs, those ions that suppress the sperm motility. Sperm motility is being suppressed over here, reduced over here, one way. And fertilizing capacity of the sperm, fertilizing capacity of sperm is being reduced. When it is being reduced, automatically there would not be meeting of sperm as well as the egg cell that take place. And one more thing is hormone releasing one. Third one is hormone releasing. Hormone releasing IUDs make the uterus unsuitable for the implantation. This is one impact of the hormone releasing IUDs. And second one is, so here the cervix is made hostile to the sperms, so that there would not be any meeting of both the gametes over here. So it is been avoided over here. So this is how all these IUDs are working itself. And there are plenty number of drawbacks are there with these IUDs, right? What are those drawbacks? Let us see now. There are different types of drawbacks that we come across over here. The first drawback is, what is the first drawback? There might be a kind of irritation due to the insertion of such kind of small objects inside the uterus of the female. First one is irritation. First one is irritation may occur in the female. Second one is, so there might be the egg cell. The egg cell may run out immediately down the fallopian tubes without fertilization, without implantation. It may take place, right? So the egg cell move down the fallopian tubes without fertilization or the implantation. This is also one more reason. Third one is What is the third one is perforated uterus. There is a problem of a perforation in uterus may occur over here. This is also one more reason. And immediate expulsion of such kind of devices may take place from the uterus of the female, right? Spontaneous expulsion of IUDs may take place over here. Without her consciousness, it may expel or expel out of the body, right? So one more is there, right? Such kind of many number of drawbacks are there with the IUDs. Risk of infection is also there. Risk of infection, right? All these are the reasons so for the IUDs, which are the drawbacks, right? So these are the drawbacks of IUDs, right? And even though such kind of drawbacks are there with IUDs, so in India IUDs are widely accepted and most suitable contraceptives in India which are used over here, right? So that's why IUDs have more popularity in India as well as the worldwide itself. This is all about the IUDs. Dear students, now we shall discuss these oral contraceptives. What are these oral contraceptives? These are nothing but they are always taken in form of a tablets, hence they are said to be as pills, right? Let us start now. Oral contraceptives. Contraception is being done by, so these pills which are taken orally, such kind of contraceptives are called as oral contraceptives, and these are commonly known as what? Pills. Why? Because these are taken in form of tablets, so hence these are said to be as pills. And these pills are made up of hormones. Once again, remember, the hormones are the main content of these pills. The hormones like progesterone as well as, this is also called as progestin or progestogen, so it is also called as, and even estrogen is also present over here. So these hormones are main content of these pills. That how do they work and how they are consumed by the females, especially these tablets are taken by the females. So how they are taken? So except the first 7 days, first 7 days of menstrual phase, right? So menstrual phase occurs 5 days itself, and after these 5 days extra 2 days are taken into consideration over here. So first 7 days during the menstrual phase, so these tablets are not at all taken. They are not taken except these days, except these 7 days. So all the 21 days out of 28 days, these tablets are taken over here, right? So this is how orally we have to take these contraceptives, hence they are said to be as oral contraceptives. And the next one, and these oral contraceptives, how do they work? So their effects, how do they show their effects? How do they avoid pregnancy in the woman? So these are the things that we are learning over here. So they avoid ovulation first. So when there is no ovulation, then there is no fertilization. When there is no fertilization, then there is no zygote formation. If there is no zygote, then there is no embryo or something else like this. They avoid basically ovulation and they avoid implantation. They avoid implantation, right? So this implantation is also avoided over here. ovulation is also avoided over here. So by making the impair or alteration in the endometrial wall, so the implantation has been so avoided over here. This is how these oral contraceptives, they show their effect itself, right? And so there are two types of these oral contraceptives are there. Types of oral contraceptives. What are the types of oral contraceptives? So number one is, they are said to be as mini pills. So first one, and second one is combined pills. So this way they have been classified into two categories. First one is mini pills, second one is combined pills. On what basis they have been classified? The question arises over here. So they have been classified on the basis of how many types of hormones they are made up of is counted over here. This is the mini pill, which contain only one hormone, and it has more than one hormone, that is two hormones over here. So what is that one hormone present over here is progestogen. What is the hormone present in mini pills? So progestogen is one hormone. The best example for mini pills itself is Saheli, right? Saheli is the best example for this mini pills, and this Saheli was first developed by CDRI, that is Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, right? So in India, in Lucknow, CDRI is there, Central Drug Research Institute is there. So in that institute, so for the first time, this Saheli is the first mini pill which was developed, right? So this is more important thing that we must concentrate over here, so because it may be asked in the NEET examination, right? So second one is combined pairs. So what are these combined pairs? There is a combination of the hormones are there. One is progestogen is there, artificial progesterone is there, as well as estrogen is there. Estrogen is there. The combination of these two hormones together form the combined pairs, right? These combined pairs are regularly taken through the oral way by the women, so as to avoid implantation, ovulation itself, right? The best example for this one is Maladi one, and second one is Malayan. So these are the two best examples for combined pairs over here. This is all about the oral contraceptives. Thank you.